Hello. In this lesson, I want you to determine the number of solutions a system of linear equations has, and I want you to solve the system of linear equations by graphing. Some vocabulary you're going to come across are a system of equations, consistent, independent, dependent, and inconsistent. And I think all of those vocabulary words show up in this first summary box. A system of equations is just two equations with two variables. So in other words, we have more than one equation. When we have more than one equation, certain things can happen. Most of the time, you're going to get exactly one solution. You're going to get two lines that intersect, and their intersection is one solution. We call that consistent and independent. Independent because we have two separate lines. Consistent because we have an answer. Now, if you have two lines, but one is on top of the other, in other words, there's a red line right below this blue line. Everything that's a solution for one equation is a solution for another equation. We call that dependent because we only have one line, and consistent because it has an answer. If we take a look at the third one, we might have parallel lines. Parallel lines don't intersect at all. We call those inconsistent. They are independent because we have two separate lines, but most of the time we just call it inconsistent and it has no solution. Well, let's take a look here at a couple examples. I want you to classify this system and as consistent, I don't know what's going on there, why I got that, okay, as consistent or inconsistent, independent or dependent. Well, if we take a look here on the very first problem, notice these two lines are parallel, so they're inconsistent. And since there's two separate lines, we say they're independent. But really, we don't need to write this one because inconsistent says it all. Now, in the second, on example 2, notice we have two lines that intersect. Since we have two separate lines, they're independent. And since they intersect, they're consistent.